The key question with Larry Bird, they were in a hard cap in the NBA. And when you look at this and bringing it back home, Adam Silver, Asia Wilson, Angel Reese, Breanna Stewart, who are the superstars of the WNBA, but especially for Caitlyn because she has such brand marketing deals, probably averaging $30 to $50 million a year. The Bird rights gives a team an opportunity to re-sign its best player and not be restricted by the cap.
Larry Bird doesn't speak unless he means it. The Hall of Famer, the three-time NBA champion, the man who made trash talk an art form and whose icy stare once silenced arenas. In an era of constant commentary, Bird has become almost a ghost, a living legend who rarely shows his face, much less speaks publicly. But that all changed in one unbelievable moment. Because 2 minutes ago, Larry Bird walked up to Caitlyn Clark on live television, grabbed the mic right out of her hand, and said something that shook the entire sports world. And the way Caitlyn Clark reacted? Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 83% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now, back to the video.
And put an understanding out, because with Caitlyn and what the players and the collective bargaining agreement are negotiating, folks, I'm wondering if it's the best fit for the top players of the WNBA. CBA agreements, the collective bargaining agreement is coming up. They're going to have an intense meeting for All-Star Weekend. And I wanted to bring this up for Caitlyn Clark and the Larry Bird rights rule. And we'll start from a revenue perspective as Caitlyn leads the league in revenue. Where am I going with this? It wouldn't make sense to have a contract for Caitlyn Clark.
You need to see it to believe it. Let's rewind. It was supposed to be a routine interview. Clark had just led the Indiana Fever to a gritty comeback win, dropping 28 points, 10 assists, and a dagger three-pointer that had the home crowd in a frenzy. The post-game interviewer was praising her leadership, asking about her chemistry with teammates, and everything seemed normal, until the crowd suddenly roared louder than it had all night. From the tunnel emerged Larry Bird, the legend, the Indiana icon, a man whose name is stitched into the fabric of basketball history. Walking straight toward the broadcast table, eyes locked on Caitlyn Clark. At first, she didn't notice. She was smiling, answering questions, gracious as always. But then the interviewer stopped mid-sentence. The cameras cut wide. The crowd was on its feet. And Caitlyn turned and saw him. She froze. No, not in fear, in awe. Larry Bird, a man who rarely does public appearances, was walking straight to her. The air changed. Everyone felt it. What happened next wasn't scripted, wasn't rehearsed. It was raw. It was real. Larry walked up, gently took the microphone from Clark's hand, and looked into the camera. What he said next will be talked about for years. "I've been watching a long time," he said, voice calm, deep, and deliberate. "And I've never seen anything like this. She's the real deal. The toughest player I've seen since the 80s. And I'm not going to sit back and stay silent while people try to tear her down." Gasps. The crowd went dead silent for a beat, then exploded. Bird wasn't just complimenting her game. He was issuing a statement, a defense, a warning. He was stepping into the fire, not for himself, but for Caitlyn Clark, the rookie who's been booed, hacked, doubted, dismissed, yet kept showing up, game after game, never backing down. Clark's reaction? She covered her face. She shook her head. Her lips quivered. And then, for the first time on live TV, Caitlyn Clark cried. Not because she was weak, not because she was overwhelmed, but because someone who knows the weight of greatness, someone who defined Indiana basketball, had just passed her the torch. Bird wasn't done. "She doesn't need protection," he said, "but she damn sure deserves respect. And if you can't give her that, then you're not watching the game. You're watching your own insecurities." Boom. No corporate spin, no softened language, just vintage Larry Bird, cutting, clear, and completely unscripted. He handed the mic back to Clark. She wiped her eyes. The interviewer, stunned, simply stepped aside. And in that moment, without a script, without a logo, without a marketing pitch. The old and the new collided in a way that felt bigger than basketball. Because here's the truth. Caitlyn Clark has been under pressure like no other rookie in WNBA history. From the moment she stepped on the court, every move she made was dissected, every word replayed, every foul she took ignored, every foul she gave headlines. She became the symbol of the league's future while being dragged through the mess of its past. And yet, she never cracked. Larry Bird saw that. And unlike many in the media, he respected it. Because Bird knows what it's like to be hated for being great. To walk into hostile arenas and silence crowds with jumpers. To have your every word twisted. Your confidence mistaken for arrogance. In Caitlyn, he didn't just see a star. He saw a kindred spirit. A basketball soul who plays to win, speaks her mind, and refuses to play the game the right way just to please people. Bird's public blessing wasn't just emotional. It was strategic, because this wasn't just a gesture of admiration. It was a power move. In an era where so many athletes are managed, filtered, and sanitized, Clark has stood out by being real. And that realness has made her a target. She's been called overrated, told she's stealing the spotlight, accused of being too cocky, too white, too privileged, too loud, depending on who's talking. But Bird, he doesn't care about any of that. He cares about hoopers. And Caitlyn Clark is a hooper. Bird's message was clear. She belongs. She's one of us. And if you don't see it, you don't get it. After the segment, social media exploded. Larry and Caitlyn trended within minutes. Former NBA players chimed in. Legends tweeted their support. Bird doesn't speak for clout, one post read. If he said that, then she's the truth. Another, this is the moment the WNBA grows up. Even those who previously criticized Clark paused. Because when Larry Legend speaks, you shut up and listen. The league responded almost immediately. Within hours, the WNBA posted a full video of the moment across all platforms. No cuts, no edits. By morning, it had over 20 million views. Sponsors reached out. The Fever sold out their next 5 home games. Nike announced an exclusive Legend X Rookie crossover campaign. A special edition jersey with Clark's number and Bird's signature dropped online and sold out in 4 minutes. But more importantly, the tone changed. Pundits stopped sniping. Analysts stopped nitpicking. Even Clark's harshest critics softened, because Bird had made it uncool to hate her. Caitlyn Clark didn't need to clap back. Larry Bird did it for her, and his words carried the weight of decades. Because this wasn't just a soundbite. It was a moment of truth, a declaration, a course correction. Bird stood up and said what millions were thinking. Let the kid play. Let her grow. And stop acting like greatness is a crime. The rest of the game, Clark looked different. Lighter, freer, her smile returned. She played with joy, with fire, and dropped 14 in the fourth quarter alone. In the locker room, reporters asked what she thought about Bird's surprise. Her answer? I didn't expect it, she said, voice shaking. But if Larry Bird thinks I belong, then I'm done doubting myself. That line? Tattoo-worthy. Caitlyn Clark isn't just breaking records. She's breaking barriers. She's not asking for special treatment. She's asking for fairness. And finally, someone with the gravitas to make the world stop and listen gave her what she's earned, respect. Bird didn't script that moment, but it will go down in history as one of the most powerful cross-generational handoffs ever seen in sports. Because it wasn't just Larry Bird defending a young player. It was Larry Bird defending the future of the game. And Caitlyn Clark? She's carrying it forward with both hands. If you believe in legends recognizing legends, if you believe in the raw power of unfiltered truth, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Catch a dime? We'll catch you in the next one.